This is about how I use the power of my consciousness, of my mind, to manifest a almost free trip to Medellin, Colombia. I'm here right now. I have never been to Colombia. Let me get into the story because it's good. So I decided 2 weeks ago I wanted to move overseas. I was like, I want to know what it's like to live in another country as an American. Why not? And I had a few different things in life that were like, okay, let me explore this option. So I went to ChatGPT and I said, hey, what cities have this? And I listed things that I want in my community, in my city, in my environment. And they're like, all right, cool. ChatGPT gave me 5 cities, one of which was Medellin, Colombia. I was like, okay, cool. Well, my intention is to explore these cities, learn about them. Now, mind you, I didn't even spend time researching. The most I had done weeks ago was one of the cities was Ghana. I sent my passport to go to Ghana. You have to actually send your passport. I had to get your visa approved. But when I sent it, the Ghana embassy is corrupt right now, and it just basically was a mess. And I didn't get my passport mailed back. I didn't know when I was gonna get it back. It had been weeks past, and so that was the most I did in terms of investing in that reality. But even back then, I didn't actually even have the plan to move. I just was going to visit Ghana. So I say that to say my passport, I didn't have it. It was gone. So I made the decision to move overseas. I didn't have a passport. And about maybe the same next week, probably a week later, my friend who I never talked to this guy, he reached out to me and he said, hey, I'm going to Medellin, Colombia. You should come. Randomly. And it just felt so perfect. The time, I just decided to move overseas and into Colombia. It was a place I wanted to explore. And so I took it as a sign. Okay, I gotta get there. I gotta make this happen. But I was missing my passport. And you can't travel without your passport internationally. So what did I do? I literally I held space. I held faith. I held my intention, right? That was the main thing I needed to do. Outside of a couple $100, he said he charged me for a room. That was the biggest problem, is I didn't have my passport. So I thought to myself, man, I should tell him that I don't have it because the trip's only a few days away, and it's just best if I communicate it. So right when I was typing out the message to him, I stopped, and I was like, something doesn't feel right about telling him I'm not going. Now I could have said, hey, this is happening, I might go, but I was like, something in me just wanted to wait and get a little more time and space. So I didn't say anything, guys. I can't get into this video. I had a miraculous experience. And the next day, my passport came with my visa that was from Ghana, and I was actually set to go to Colombia. And I made it. I got signed up on a companion Delta Pass, and God is good. Okay. And what I want to highlight to you in this about this story is that this is the principle of consciousness creates at work. Principles don't care who uses them, how long you haven't used it, or how long you do use it, they're always going to work. And the principle of consciousness creates says whatever you hold in consciousness within your mind, whatever frequency you maintain, right? You will manifest. What you hold in your consciousness manifests. And it's creating. What you hold in your consciousness, you are creating. You're always creating. So the moment I decided, like, it was not something I was thinking about. I decided I was moving overseas. Everything shifted. That's what I was creating at that point. And the interesting thing is, we're always, at every moment of every second of every hour of every single day, creating. So everyone is practicing the principle of consciousness creates. You are creating, we are creating. It's just a matter of, are you aware of it or not? Are you aware of what you are creating? Is it more of the same cycles and limitation and things you don't want, or things you feel like you have to do or have to deal with? Okay? Consciousness creates, gives birth to possibility. Consciousness creates, opens up the infinite potential of all that could happen, because there's no limitation. There's nothing. It's all in us to decide, to attune to the frequency of whatever we desire, and continue to maintain that, and not go, oh, okay, well, it's not working, and you give up. No. This is a very powerful principle. It's most seen in the law of attraction, right? And I really want you to take a look and see, how are you limiting your possibility? What do you really desire to have or desire to be free from? And have you consciously decided that you are creating something different? Because that's all I did. In less than 1 month, only a few weeks, guys, I manifested a trip to Colombia. And some of us don't like to make decisions about what we're going to do, what will happen, because we're afraid. If we fail, what happens if we fail? How we'll feel, the disappointment. And that is something you have to overcome, to let go of, because you are so incredibly powerful. And the limitations that we live in are the ones that we created, or we accepted, that someone else has presented or imposed on us. So I will be in Colombia for 5 days. You can bet on content from different environments here. And if you are like this video, check out the next video on my Colombia trip series. I'll check you out soon. Peace.